Whee! Ha! Get hot, Bo! And the one fish, two fish. And the one fish, two fish. And the red fish, blue fish. One fish, two fish. And the red fish, blue fish. One fish, two fish. All right, Twitch is a go. One fish, two fish. All right, Twitch is a go. Let's double check the YouTube. Are you my YouTube? Your YouTube over there. Go. I'll put you over there. Your YouTube over there. All right, YouTube is good. All right, we're good to go. Happy National Megalodon Day. Sorry, I had to use an AI Megalodon because I couldn't find one over in Beto. And actually, let's be real, that's just a really, really, really big great white shark. Anyhow, there's that. It's National Megalodon Day. Yeah, celebrate extinct gigantic sharks. Instead of tiny rodents. Tiny rodents never get the good press. Big sharks do. Well, not the good press. Frickin' Steelberg and Jaws. Where am I? We're going to do the sleeves that Farrell asked for. And that Charles threw money at me for. So we're doing sleeves today. They kind of look like this. Let's take a quick look at what we're working on. Here's the picture of what we're going to make. It should be pretty easy. Farrell said it would be pretty easy, but her estimate of how long it takes is probably, this should take you 15 minutes. Probably a little bit more than that, but we'll see. We're going to set this up. I forgot which figure she wanted this for. Let's double check and see if she actually says. It says, have the fabric go all the way around the cuff if possible for proper drape. Might need to make the fabric whiter. Don't know. On either of these points, and she doesn't say, so we're going to make it for Genesis 9, and then we'll make it for Genesis 8. Then we'll process. So it's pretty simple. We're going to put a strap on here, and then we're going to take this part here and run that, and I have no idea if that's supposed to be a tie or something on here. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't see anything. I just see a cuff, and I just see a drapey sleeve. So we're going to make a cuff, and we're going to make a drapey sleeve. And we're going to do that Marvelous Designer, and then we'll rig it up in Daz. And then if there's any time left, I've reworked the geometry on the pajamas since Saturday. My initial cut on the short version was a little lower than I wanted, so I moved up the cut on the... Sarah says it will be the perfect outfit. Yes, just the sleeves. And I reworked the pajamas a little bit since we were last working on it, and I hadn't really gotten it into Daz anyhow, so we may rig that too. But we're going to do this first. Anyhow, let's get Marvy launched here. Marvelous Designer. You have an OBJ exporter that works, so we're going to not make it. We're going to just keep shitting on it until it doesn't work at all. It still kind of works in the latest version. And for what I'm doing, it's okay for today. Except I don't think they understand what export selected only means. Yeah, you're going to export the selected. Oh yeah, and the avatar. You didn't select the avatar, but you really wanted the avatar, didn't you? All right, there we go. Like I said, we're going to do Genesis 8, and my workload currently right now, I've retweaked it just a little bit. We're just going to do, and the tweak is I no longer export a base shape anymore. I just export the female shape, and then I can rig that. Oh, finally the ads are done. Oh, welcome to Twitch, Farrell. You heard what I said while on the YouTube? Okay. Um, yeah, so we're gonna make it for the Genesis 9 feminine shape, and then we're gonna rig it for the Genesis 8 female shape. Um, and what should we call these? Is there a name for this we should call this? Sleeves, Feral sleeves, Bobcat sleeves, uh, something like that. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm gonna measure around the bicep, give us the number we need to make this. So we're going to do a little measuring on the avatar. Which one are you use the measuring tool these days? There you are. Basic circumference measure avatar. There we go. Let's try that. And I'm going to kind of take you around like that. And we're looking at like so if we do like 290, half of which is, what do I want to say? Half of 290 is 145. And we'll make that band 50 millimeters. So we'll start with that. What did I just say? 145 by 50. Take that. Nope, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to switch to this. Did you see what you posted on the server in the image? The fabric only attaches to... I don't know. You wrote have the fabric go all the way around the cuff if possible. I mean, we can do that. And I mean, so that's definitely possible. This looks like, is that actually gathered a little bit though? I mean, we can see. We can play with it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to roll you around. I'm going to take both of you, orient you like that, bring you down here, bring you back over here. It looks more like a sleeve if the fabric doesn't have the gap around the cuff. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want, that's what we can do. Come on. Do something. I'm going to do that. All right, let's deactivate gravity. Because I don't need this falling down right now. We'll put it back on later on. But for right now, we don't need that. We just need you guys. And then I need to do this. And we're going to sew this to this. And then this to that. And then we just do this. And I'm gonna tweak the we're gonna crank up the friction here so that it doesn't slide as much. And we're going to do that. Now kind of sticks a little better in place. Well, I'm going to get this out from... Yeah, I think we got stuck a little bit. What are you doing in there? All right, I'm going to do that. We'll just anchor that in place because we don't need to move it now. Great. Not sure how long my daughter will be. She's still at the doctor's. Oh, no. And you'll be getting off when she's back. If it's not too late to stay in town. All right, we're going to do this part. I'm just going to sketch this out and then we'll adjust it. The picture has it go over the hand actually, so we can kind of do that. I'm going to start with a box kind of like that. I'm going to unfold for symmetrical editing. We're going to put the curve on that. So we got a big old curve down here. Kind of like that. She lives in the town over from me about half an hour. She's actually pretty tired after physio. Oh, yeah. So she may not come over, is what you're saying. I'm going to tweak that, straighten you up. So there's a couple of ways we can do this. We could just put it so that it kind of flops loose. I can try to gather the whole thing. You know what? I'm going to put a split in here. Actually, we can do it like this. So we can kind of do. So if we just do something like this. I'm going to line you up before we simulate you. Let's see how this goes if I can do this without. So we can kind of do it like that. Let me put the gravity on now. Yeah, all right. I'm not sure I've got an idea what to use it with, but it's one of those things I can keep in the back pocket, and then someday I had flip-flops for an outfit that I like sat on for years before finally putting it in a product. Um, Gravity minus 9800. Okay, we're going to make that longer, and we can play around with different ways. So this is it sewn around, but not gathered. I forgot. Is that the? It might be the. I may have an outfit coming out this week. The Bio de Sancho, tentatively scheduled in the near future here. I think I used the sandals on the flip flops on that. All right, let's get this out of the fingers. One of these days, I should redo this avatar so that we don't have the normals on the thumb on the. Okay, so there is that. So that doesn't drape like in the picture. Oh, because it's actually kind of pulled back is the way they've got it. So it does that. You know what? Maybe I'll gather the whole thing up in here and see if that. And the other option is to. I actually can kind of see this. I don't get drapes like real cloth. Let's try to change the material and maybe change the size. Well, it's half sewn on here, and it looks like it might be gathered a little bit. Although I do think I see. So if we take a look, so the way this isn't doesn't look like it's running up there. So it looks like there's a point that comes down here and drops, and then it works over. And this actually looks like it's coming in around here, right? and then more of it is dropping off the back, is the way this is being worn. I'm going to change the fabric so it drapes more. We might even increase gravity so that we can get this. This is just holding too much body. So that's not working with us right now. So we're going to tweak that. Let me see if I can get a much more floppy. Oh, I mean the sew on the length of the sleeves. Oh, no, this isn't. No, I don't think it's sewn. It's just an open. It's only sewn to the cuff, is what I see. There's no. Is that what you're saying? And then it hangs loose. But I'm gonna change the material. We need something. Did I not click the button? I guess I didn't click the button. I'm gonna go with one of the really floppy silk knit jerseys, about the floppiest thing. And I'm still getting too much body. It's partially from my, let's, since we really want this to drape, I think I'm going to up the density on that. Am I already out of memory? God damn it. And I'm going to change these to 5s and you to 5. And we'll do this. No, it doesn't. It just runs out of memory. And Marvelous Designer is particularly bad about just slowly, not even that slowly, about just allocating all the VRAM to itself, even though it doesn't really need it. I can just sit here and move my mouse, and Marvelous Designer will slowly allocate all the VRAM to itself. It's annoying. It's really bad memory management. I'm totally blaming it for that. I think I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to save this. We're going to set this up. Yeah, it looks like it's gathered a bit. So we might tweak that to gather up a little bit more up in here. Let's save this file. Save as project. Let's go set up a folder for this. I don't know. I don't have something for sleeves yet, do I? We're going to make a sleeve folder here. New. We'll do that. We'll make a whip folder in here. We'll call you sleeves for right now. Save that. All right, I'm going to restart this. I'm going to just take a peek at where my you can see my VRAM. You can see how Marvelous Designer here slowly gets all the VRAM, and then when I quit, it's like I don't know. It doesn't really need all of that, but it just locks it up and it doesn't free it. It's annoying. So now we can run kind of smoothly for a little while until it eats up all the VRAM again. You spent the whole weekend baking treats, and the kids didn't descend and eat everything. So now you have treats this week. Okay, open project sleeves. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and gather this, and then we'll decide if we. I might make. It might look nicer if it's wider and it's got more droopiness in it. Sitting on the hand like that's liable to cause problems. So you know what? I think I'm going to maybe pull this up a bit. Kind of get it back. We're going to try to get it back onto the back of the hand so the fingers don't get in the way as much. It's still just moving god awful slow. I'm not even trying to simulate right now. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop that there. Let's try gathering this up. So I'm just going to pull that there. That all gets sewn up into there. And then it'll kind of droop down. Nope, you're not moving. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Let's do this. So, I mean, we can do it like that. I'm going to add a little more offset to this. That'll also help it. I mean, is that what we want? We want more fabric in there, maybe? See if you can get it droop down further. Chris, I remember the thing I was waiting for to arrive you mentioned last week. Yeah, it was computer stuff, wasn't it? Or something else? I mean, does that work? Is that what we wanted? Check my Discord. Oh, you got one. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, so that's kind of the pattern. I'm going to tweak this. I'm actually going to merge. Let's do this. If I unfreeze you, are you going to run off the? I'm going to do that. I want this just to be one simple band, so we're just going to go ahead and do a merge on here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. Let's try this again. Maybe I have to select two and then do a merge. Oh, you shouldn't have run out of time on that. That's annoying. I paid the money. That should be good forever. Oh no, ad's gone. All right. What is the offset on that? That's 2.5. You know, they shouldn't be. I know there's a lot of gift cards in the. I know maybe Canada is different. And I'm going to pin this so it sticks up a little higher. Also, I'm not actually crazy about how thick that is, but I don't know if you like that or not. This is the point where everybody's got to pipe in and say if they like it or not. I'm going to try to get that higher. It keeps sliding down. We're going to tack it. I'm going to try to get it to tack up a little higher like that. Maybe not that high. Maybe a little bit lower than that, but pretty close. Tack on avatar from there to there. And then I think we'll just try to tack it along. And I'm going to tack that to there. And then I'm going to tack this to here. Tack you to about there. You into there. You into about there. I'm going to get rid of that tack. I was thinking, well, I'm going to put trim around the whole thing, so there'll be a little trim zone on there. You were thinking of a cuff as one, maybe with a section with the stitches top and the bottom. I'm not sure I'm quite following what you're saying there. I mean, normally I would put offset as an internal line and put a little. I'm going to put a really thin one this time, so it's a little more elegant than what I normally would do. Also, you know what? I'm going to put little trim zones there and there, so that we just have. If when I use a displacement map, it'll add a little extra detail in there. I heard a noise. I didn't see anything. CS Bond gifted a tier 1 sub to Farrell. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate that, man. This is. I mean, do I just need to. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of these tacks. And I'm going to make. You know what? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so it just tightens up on the arm a little bit more. And I'm going to delete all of these tacks and see if that kind of holds in place. It's thinking. And I'm already out of VRAM again. There we go. I think that looks good. I'm probably going to need to. Well, you know what? When we put the. We're going to even sub D this. This is a fairly dense mesh to get a nicer drape than I normally would do. All right, let's add the details in here. So we're going to add internal lines here. These are going to be regular 5 millimeters. We're going to cut and sew that. Do we have a cool name we want to call this? Anybody? Bueller. And so those. Right now I'm going to call this sleeve. Come on. Double click. Sleeve. Copy that. Sleeve cuff. copy that. Sleeve cuff trim. Allen Art shaders look probably. Oh, brain went dead. Charles was oh, Charles just underscore trim. Copy that, and that's going to be sleeve trim. Okay, let's give these colors so it's just easier to see what we're doing. Nope. Okay, sleeve cuff is that. Sleeve cuff trim is going to be here and here. Hey, Willie, how are you doing? Let's do this one. I'm going to put a thinner edge on here than I normally would do. Do I get a little spot? So offset is internal line. I'm going to say 2.5. We're going to cut and sew that. I hope. Cut and sew. If I say yes to that, does it work? Nope. Okay, we're going to have to. Let's try this. Let's undo. Let's undo that. I got to get rid of the linked editing. Also, I'm going to just clean this point up here. I don't need that point. Remove linked editing. Take you and you. Convert you to curves. So like simplify this. I don't need two little points there next to a point right there. At least I don't think so. Okay, then we're just going to select all of these. At our trim zone. Offset is an internal line, 2.5, yada, yada, yada. Zoom in so I can actually click on that and cut and sew that. You're filling your tank with diesel. All right, sleeve trim goes onto that. So that should be, all right, so that's the basics. Now we'll just, I haven't seen that. Yeah, let me see if I missed anything exciting. Nope. Dry bread for the rest of the month. Oh, after filling with diesel, you can probably thank Trump for that. Um, the no, no, I'm not doing that. Ah, damn it, I did that wrong. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to Control D, do that. Okay, we're going to let this settle. Looking good. All right, we're ready. We're ready to export. I think. We need to go set up our libraries. Well, we can export first. File, export, OBJ selected. I'm going to complain about this OBJ selected thing again. So be prepared. Sleeves. There we go. Into the whip folder. Sleeves, Genesis 9. G9, there we go. Save that. Oh, I didn't do the UVs. Never mind. We got to do our UVs first. Reset. Fit. Okay. That didn't work. Control A. Reset. Fit. Okay. All right, now we're good. Now we can export. Export OBJ selected and avatar. It doesn't actually say that, but that's what it wants to do. Okay. Sleeves G9. Okay, let's not export the avatar because I didn't actually select that. All right, that's good. Let's fit this to Genesis 8. We'll make a version for that. Here, I'm going to use this shape right here. Actually, did I save? Let me hit save on this before I lose it. I'm going to turn gravity off for a second here. I'm going to go ahead and strengthen that. 135 euros to fill up with diesel, and henceforth dry bread for the rest of the month. Yay! I'm sorry, dude. All right, we're good to do the all right, now let's try this add to workspace as a morph target. Say okay. Once this stops, we'll put the gravity back on and we'll let the sleeves drape down. I'm going to try to tug them up a little bit, I think. Okay, it stopped. It's a little shorter on Genesis 8 just because, oh yeah, let's put gravity on. I'm going to do gravity, little light gravity here. And let me see if I can get you pulled up a little bit. Pull you maybe just a little bit more. Okay, let's put full gravity on and let it relax back out. Oops. I think we're good. We're going to do this for the G8 then. File, export OBJ selected. Of course, it's totally the wrong directory. Sleaze G8 female. Okay, let's not export the avatar. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to save as project. Please, Genesis 8 female. Okay, I'm going to close this because it's such a pig. All right, let's rig. Did anybody come up with a name, or I'm going to have to make something up? I guess we're going to have to make something up. Cool names for Flouncy. You know what? Let's launch cat GTP. I don't, is there such a thing? There probably is. Cat GTP. GPT. Yeah, we'll go to Chat GTP. Here, let's put you over here. Names for Flouncy sleeves. Spam, 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 spam. Bellflower, Moonlit Ruffles, Rosewater, Velvet, Enchanted, Dancing Willow, Flouncy, Sleeve, Cloudline. Cloudline. I kind of like that. These are the Cloudline sleeves. There we go. Unless somebody's got another, unless Charles or Farrell, who's ran away and not answered the naming question. Cloudline. We're going to go with Cloudline. That's it. All right, we got to set up a folder for this. Cloudline. I'm trying to remember Cloudline. Oh, somebody's typing something. You're back. I'm calling this Cloudline. Is that okay with you, Farrell? Or did you have a particular name you wanted the sleeves to be called? I need my templates. There is. That says template. That's what I need. People templates. Sure. Okay. Projects. Sleeves. Whip. All right. Let's put these here. Let's run into templates. Me. Cloudline sleeves. Okay. Runtime, textures, me, project. Alrighty, people, Genesis 8, clothing, outfit. Nope, I needed to rename that. All right, so we have that set up. All right, let's hook that up into DAS. Content Directory Manager, Dash Studio Formats, Add, Projects, Sleeves, right there. Select that, accept. All right, load in Genesis 9. Okay, let's load in our sleeves. That one right there. Dang it. I lost it. Where did it go? There. All right. Let's rig those. They don't fit right now, but they will. That's load more. No, that's the all right. Genesis 9. Sleeves. I'm gonna give that a better name. We're gonna do a bodysuit loose on that. Accept that. All right, dial it to the female shape. Load in our morph target. That right there now becomes the morph target. Accept that. Okay. Dial in the morph target. Reset you back to the base shape. Okay, export you out and update this geometry. Accept that. All right, reset. Update geometry. Okay, good to go. I'm just going to rerun the rigging on that just to clean it up a little. Okay, let's put a D-force modifier on here and see how it looks. Yeah. All right, let's run this sim. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. We will adjust it so that the sleeves don't, so the cuffs stay more in place. But that tells me that we don't have any major errors with the geometry. So we're going to clear that. Let's come over here to the surfaces tabs. Now we're going to start cleaning things up. I'm going to go ahead and apply my generic shader to this. We're going to come down here to the D4 settings, turn the bend stiffness to 0.1 so that that goes a long way to preventing explosions. We're going to clean this garbage off these names. So over here, and all that underscore front yada 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 stuff goes away. Okay, then we're going to take the cuff and the cuff trim. So what you can do is you can kind of use a lacy texture here and still have finished edges. But we're going to adjust the dynamic strength on those to 0.5. And also I'm going to make them contract just a little bit. And let's see, now these should kind of stay more in place. So that's good. We're happy with that, I think. Okay, we've got a few more things to do. Clear the simulation. We've set the basic D-force. We've got the material set up. These are the pants you have to make. Probably take about the same amount of time. Oh, we'll put it on the list of near things to do. Maybe next Monday. Um, Okay, back into the seam tab over here. Oh yeah, let's do scene identifier. Let's give this a proper name. So I'm going to call this the cloud line sleeves. I'm going to change that to say cloud line sleeves G9. Do I have only one space there? I do. Let's switch you to be content type. I'm going to call this an accessory for the arms. Okay, that is good. Let's add our edit geometry, convert to sub D, edit geometry, add a smoothing modifier. Because of these aren't really close to the body, so we're going to tweak the smoothing modifier a little bit here. Mesh smoothing, instead of the base shape, I'm going to switch that to generic. Let's memorize that so it stays in place. And this is ready to be saved. So let's save this. Yeah, let's do that. Then I'm going to add some generic morphs to it. Then we're going to resave it. Then we're going to convert it to Genesis 8. And where am I? I'm going to projects. Please. People. Genesis 9. Clothing. Me. Right here. And you're not going to be top spin. What the frick? You are outline sleeves G9. Save that. That's going to be Cloudline. Cloudline sleeves G9, accessory arms, Genesis 9. Looking good. All right. Let me open up the add file, add basic morphs. Do I want to save? I don't need to save that. We just saved the all right, we're waiting for the basic morphs files to load up. It has clothing items in there that I use to project a bunch of adjustment morphs into things. So we're going to do that. All right, there we go. All right, where are we? Nope, I went too far. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna fit this to, I'm gonna fit this to the dress. There's an invisible dress in here you can't see. Um, I mean, I can make it visible, but we don't really need to. G9F bodysuit, G9 dress. We're gonna fit it to this G9 dress here. And you can kind of see the shape moved around a little bit from the projection morphs. It could probably stand some cleaning up for some of the body shapes, but we're not going to do that. Anyhow, let me do this. And this is all I needed this file for. So it added a bunch of projection morphs into. There's a whole bunch of adjustments here. Loosen chest, adjust torso, and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff we're not going to need. and we'll probably delete out. But there are some that are useful. So we're done with this. I don't even need to save this. I'm just going to do File New. Get that. Do not save. I have tried. I got the publisher build. I mean, I'm just using it like I use DAS normally. The only thing is it always forgets the settings. So I've had to spend some time getting all my icons and things set back up again. I just finished the last of it. It lost icons for some of my special actions. So I just got done earlier today reloading in my icons for the special actions. And I'm just going to use it to load my products in and make sure they work okay. You know that so the theory is they should be the same, but I just want to make sure that my products do actually work in the latest version. And I got most of my settings back, but I actually used the AI. I asked the AI, how do I get my stuff set up? And it actually told me. Um, and also I had that thing where when you hover the cursor over something, it turns a highlight color, and I haven't had to fix that in a couple of years, so the AI told me where to find that in the draw settings. So I've used the AI twice, and it worked fine both times. Basically the same as going to the Discord, but a little bit faster. Sorry, I'm just checking something. All right, I think I'm good there. Um, all right, we're cleaning it up, and we're going to resave it. In theory, there's no difference to in practice. Exactly. In practice is the reason why I feel the need to actually open my products up and just check them in there. In theory, I shouldn't have to, but in practice, I don't want to say it's compatible with 6 without actually having used it in 6. So that's just all. And now I'm just going to hit that checkbox when I submit a product. Yeah, you can use that in 6. It worked for me. Um, Anyhow, where's the sleeve? And it's Napsmore. How you doing, buddy? We're making sleeves because Pharaoh wanted sleeves, and Charles threw money at me, so they get sleeves. Okay, we're going to clean up all the. We're going to do some cleanup here on the adjustments that we just kind of added in. I've got the wrong thing selected. It helps if I actually select the sleeves to clean this up. So we're going to clean all of this stuff up. A lot of this stuff I don't need. Um, let's go to the data folder and delete the stuff we don't need. Thank you for that shout out there, Mr. Charles. Let's go here to whip. Let's come up here to sleeves. Let's run down to the data folder. So I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff before I convert it over to Genesis 8. This just is stuff that it saves me a little bit of duplicative effort. So that's the reason why I do a lot of stuff before we do the Genesis 8 version. And things we don't need. We don't need a chest forward. We don't need chest width. I don't need to adjust the rear or the skirt. I don't need to do the torso stuff. I'm going to go ahead and leave in the generic characters. I'm going to leave those in. I'm going to leave these bodies in. I do not need any of these breast morphs, so we'll just go ahead and just delete all of those. I need that. I don't need a loose and midriff. I do want to keep that one that says sleeves upper, although I might have another copy of that later on. We don't need to loosen the thighs or the waist. I do want to keep the wrist. We don't need any of these pectoral morphs, so we'll get rid of those. There's probably a whole lot of these I don't need, but I'm not going to bother. It hurts my head looking at them. Flare skirt can go away. Sleeves. I don't think you know what? I don't need that. That was that's what I used to readjust. Do I have these loosens? I have loosens. I don't need to loosen the buttocks. Hey, take care, Willie. We will catch you later, buddy. We don't need that. I do want to keep the elbows, not the midriff. Skirts don't need to go. There's that short sleeve again, so I'm going to run up here and delete the other one. Oh, no, no, wait. Is that sleeve? No, I'm keeping that. I don't need those, so the rest of this stuff can stay. So I'm going to delete this and reload it. Oops. You just send me that. Okay. Accessories. Are we good here? All right, now we're going to come in here and adjust the stuff that's left. Flared skirt. I thought I got rid of flared skirt. What the hell? Oh, flared skirt's still there. Let's try this again. Okay, elbow. See, it does something. That does something. See, that does something. Let's rename this as expand all. Loosen sleeves, upper. Yeah, we can keep that. Only I have to clean up that name. Oh, I have another wrist in here. I don't need that. Okay, here we're going to save these out. Actually, let's go into edit mode so I can select all of these at once and run my script on those. Come into here. I got to rename this group. Okay, now underneath actor adjustment, and there's all of this. That I'm going to delete, and then these are just general adjustment morphs. That expand all could probably be a little bit better. Let me try, and I'm going to add, let's do this. Edit geometry. We're going to put a push modifier on here. Somewhere in here it says add push modifier. There we go. I'm going to call that inflate. Accept that. Okay, where did you go? There you go, mesh. And I'm going to just adjust you. Check out that. There's inflate. Only you didn't change color. Damn you. And we're going to adjust you. I'm going to make you green. We're going to have you use limits and as a percent. And I'm going to set you to minus 100 and actually let's set you to 200. Okay, so far so good. If I'll think about that. Okay, are we good here? I'm going to delete that after I save. I think this is good. Okay. Let's save all of those. Then we're ready to make the Genesis 8 version. All right. I can actually just get rid of you. Also, we did want to delete out. I want to get rid of that right there. That loosen wrists. We don't need anymore. There's another one down here that says loosen wrists, so we're keeping that one. All right, we're good. We're ready for everybody's favorite G8. Oh, the top is it would take 15 minutes. You and your 15 minutes. It almost takes that long to load in Genesis 8. There she is. All right, we're going to just use the transfer tool or the we're just going to auto fit that over. Um, from Genesis 9, you're just going to be a full body. We're just going to accept that. You know what? I do have gaps in my schedule, so I can probably see how that got kind of janky. That's okay. We have a fix for that. We're going to update the geometry with the G8 version that we saved out earlier. Hopefully it works. I'm just going to accept that and hope for the best. Yay! We're going to rerun the transfer tool to adjust the weight maps. I'm going to do that add more thing that I did earlier with the Genesis 8 version. Um, so let's save this. Right there. Uh, cloud line sleeves. Oh, I have to G8 email. I'm going to have to save this again because I forgot to do some cleanup. Your cloud line. I'm just going to accept that for right now. We'll do some more tweaking. I forgot to change some of the internal names in here. Also, it's not G9 anymore. It's now G8. So we'll come in here. So that's good. I just need to change you to say 8 female. Also, I'm going to switch the content to, once again, accessory arms. Hey, thanks, Farrell. Sleeves are looking great. Um, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's take a check into. So that needs to. I don't need to keep this one because this is actually. Actually, I'm going to keep that. No, I'm going to get rid of this. But I'm going to move you over. You're in adjustments, so you'll come out later. And then these are you guys looking all okay? That could probably be a little bit different, couldn't it? Expand all. How's the inflate working? I'm going to get rid of this, and I think. How's loosen wrist work? I might. Some of these I might tweak out. Anyhow, I did just save this. So let's do. And then I'm going to adjust some of this stuff a little bit more. Once again, we're adding that. We're opening up that basic morph file that I used earlier to help project some adjustment morphs into here. I don't need to save that because we just saved this. If I get this, you know what? We'll still have a half hour left, so maybe we can get it textured. I'm going to add a basic texture to it. I'm gonna do gold shiny glimmery thing. No, we'll do a black thing. I don't know. You're gonna change the textures anyhow. I can't see what's going on. Question: when it comes to adding shapes to clothing items so that it fits a bunch of characters, do you have do I have to own those characters in order to add the shape fits? I mean, it's kind of hard to fit them without them. So, of course, Genesis 9 has a whole bunch of pre-built shapes into it for a whole bunch of the Daz characters. Okay, I'm gonna give it a well. I'm gonna give it a texture that'll just be saved as the default texture, and then you can go from there. I just feel weird leaving it like naked. Also, I need to do a displacement map, so that has to be that we need that to come along. And it means we're also going to do the texture template too. Um, so let's get that in here. I'm going to fit this to, there's a dress version for Genesis 8 in here somewhere. I'm going to fit that to this Genesis 8 female dress. Does that. I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to do, let's do file new. I don't need to save those changes. Let's go take a look at our data directory over for this. Okay, so now we have the sleeves for G8 in here. And things we don't need. I don't need those. Okay, we don't need these because those are actually Genesis 9. That expand, I'm going to get rid of. That we're going to keep. Those are Genesis 9 corrective body shapes. We're going to get rid of those. These are Genesis 9 characters. So Genesis 9 automatically kind of tries to fit for a whole bunch of its own characters. Genesis 8 doesn't actually do that. Okay, those are Genesis 8 morphs. Those are Genesis 8 morphs. That I'm going to keep. Flare skirt. And then these are shapes for that. Do I have an FBM expand all? I do. I'm going to rename that later. Those are Genesis 9 characters. I don't know. Did I get an adjust? I'm going to keep that, I think, although I might clean it up. These are good. Those are more Genesis 9 characters. Those are breast shapes. Don't need the breast shapes for the sleeves. And those are Genesis 9 characters. We don't need those for Genesis 8. So that's what we're left with for Genesis 8. I'm going to tweak these a little bit. So we're going to do this. I'm going to set this up for substance, and then we're going to go into Blender, save out the texture template. I don't know if you can do that. Can you save out UV map, UV template from 6 or not? From Dash 6? It's not important for what I do, but you can see it, but I don't know if there's a way to actually save it out. Which reminds me, we should probably check the template just to make sure nothing bad happened. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. I'm going to make a few more adjustments to the sleeves. I'm going to rename this and make sure it's in the same group with the others. So I'm just going to, I got rid of the other expand all, so you're just going to become expand all. I'm going to use limits on you. We're going to just change these colors so they look like all the other adjustments. Also, and we're going to, and I say adjustment, actor adjustment, and then group it with the rest. So it's over here. Everything's looking all happy. Let me just make sure we have the limits on here. I forgot to do that with the other one. Should be good. Let's save those. Morph changes out. All right, let's set this up for texturing. I'm going to give it some separate colors. I'm wondering why I hear that the told iRay shaders for DAZ don't work well in newer versions of DAZ. I'm not sure why you hear that. I mean, iRay has changed a little bit. I don't think it's actually changed. Well, I mean, iRay keeps changing a little bit, so some of the things got changed, but I don't know if it generally will affect your shaders or not. All right, I'm good. I've assigned colors. I gotta turn off a couple of things. Mesh smoothing off. Mesh resolution back to base. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they should work fine. All right, let's export you. And where are we? Hey, I'm in the sleeves. Um, let's put that right there. Cloudline sleeves. Let's save that. Make sure I've got right surfaces checked and accept. Okay, let's activate Blender. I think the 5.12 is out, but I don't see the need to update from 5.11. All right, import. All right, let's do this. This is a much denser mesh than I normally would use, but it's only the sleeves. So I thought I could get away with a denser mesh. Also, it gives you the better draping. All right, UV, export UV layout. Let's come over this way and back out into templates, and we'll save it right there. Cloudline sleeves, UVs. Yeah, I haven't. Well, actually, it's in beta or is it in alpha still? I think it's in beta. They're always saying the next version's the. You got there's always those guys that got to make the videos that tell you how cool the latest point version of Blender is. Now we can have double-sided meshes or whatever, something like that. I don't know what is it. The I think it might be in beta. I think that's the reason why I haven't updated. Yo, it's Tatty Bidet. How you doing, Mr. Bidet? Am I exporting this? Yeah. Oh, I want you to be 4K. 4096. 4096. Export. Okay. And now I gotta resave this with no materials. Deactivate materials, come over here. Nope, that's not it. I want in here. I gotta change that to a day sound, don't I? No materials. Over. Selection only. Export. All right, that's good. Let's launch Substance. And then Photoshop. We're going to do a little bit of work in Substance real quick, and then we should finish up with Photoshop. We'll render a couple of thumbnails, and that'll probably be it. And it should be pretty close to actually done. I'm not doing any of the body morphs, so you're going to have to figure that out on your own. That would take another half hour to an hour for each one, or all together. Close, file, new, select. We're going to go over here and select that one with the no materials and create. Okay, let's fit that so that I can see chat again. All right, let's do some bacon. Bake. Oh, I should have turned those off. Oh well. All right, is good. Let's do the ID map. I'm going to do the ID map in 4K. This is where we need the one with the colors. Let's tweak those. We're doing sleeves today, by the way. For anybody who's wondering, what the hell? These are just sleeves. All right, let's bake that. All right, mode into painting. I want to save my ID map. Also, I probably should save this in general. Save as cloudline sleeves. And then I'm going to save the export textures. I need to get that ID map saved out. That one right there. We're going to do that at 4K. Okay, back, but you have to leave. Oh, all right. Daughter's back from the action. So, hey, take care, Farrell. It's good to see you. Export that. Should be good. Open output directory. These I don't need. Those are left over from what I was working on earlier. That we're just going to cut and paste somewhere else. Right here. I'm going to open that up in Photoshop. So we're going to make the displacement map we're going to use on the sleeves now. Oh, you know what? I didn't save. Oh, that's kind of nasty looking, but that's okay. I can fix that. I'm going to resave this because what I need is actually I got to go. I need to take a measurement in Marvelous Designer. And then we're going to add a big flat plane that I can use. I want to add a little bit of stitching right on the very edge of this in Substance Painter. And to do that, it's such a pain in the ass to do it in 3D, so I have a trick that makes it a lot easier to do that. So we're going to do that. But what I need to do is I need to know how big to make my square. Recent. I'm not seeing, oh, open project. Here, we're going to open you up. Okay, I'm going to take a measurement from here to here. To do that, I'm just going to drop a rectangle in here and see what one of these sides is. That is 1040. We're going to go with that. In here. And right here, 1.04. Do you like so? Let's come over here and check the UV mapping. Should be good. Export. Now I'm going to re-export these a couple of times. Activate, export. No materials, so I'm going to overwrite you. Export again. With materials, we're going to overwrite you. And then we're just going to come back. I don't need Marvelous Designer anymore. That I can put away. That I can put off to the side for a second while we... Actually, I can use this. I'm going to finish this up. We're going to do the displacement map. I got a little weird bugaboo there. I'm just going to clone it out. Where's my layers? Is that my clone stamp? Yep. You're too big. All right, looking good. I need my template now. I need you to fit the screen. And I can just drag and drop you in there. Select outside of that. We need a new layer. You can go away. You can go away. And I lost chat, damn it. There's chat. Okay. What am I doing? Control Shift I. New layer. Fill that in with white. All right, let's add a little bit of curve on just the edges of that. So I'm going to do that with an inner glow. Hide that for a second. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the background of this black. Look at you, I don't really need anymore. And can I just, I'm going to select on that. And we'll add that and that. And that. I think I missed that. This and this. I need a new layer for that. This will give me a little extra contour to our displacement map. Those get filled in with white. Okay, this I can bring back, and then we're going to add a couple of, I'm going to put a little inner glow on there to give me a little, on the edges of this. Also, we're going to put a little outer glow to give me a little contour outside of that. So that's going to be my general displacement map. Fixed thickness on the sleeves. File, save as a copy. In the runtime, textures, me, cloudline sleeves, cloudline sleeve displacement. And I just totally did that with the cap on. Downline sleeves displacement. There we go. All right, I think that's all I need the Photoshop for. I'm going to be bold and close Photoshop. Not like I can't actually open it if I need to. Okay, displacement map is done. Oh, I gotta save you. I'm just gonna save you right there in the whip folder. Yeah, whatever. All right, now we can do some texturing over here. I got some weirdness. I'm gonna resave and rebake. Let's take a look. Can I just shade smooth? And I want to just come in here. I have sharps in here. I'm gonna get rid of those and then re-export. Because I don't want those for what I'm doing in Substance Painter. Okay, overwrite that. Let's do it again. This time for that one there with no materials, and overwrite that. Then over here, re-import the mesh. I'm going to rebake the maps with the new mesh. Position, curvature, AO, and the two normals. I'm going to rebake the ID map too. Actually, probably, you know what, we'll rebake it just to be sure. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep the ID map that I've got. I think it'll work. Let's find out. All right, let's find a material to put on here. We'll start with the generic silk. I think we'll just make it black. And by black, I mean dark gray. And then I want to put an opacity effect on just this part right here. And I've got maps for that. I'm going to use kind of a cool pattern for that. So we're going to do a fill layer. We use a color selection, and I'm only going to put it right there. And I only want to use maybe the opacity and the height channel, and we'll make a normal map out of this. Do I get a normal map in here, by the way? I do not. Does this give me a normal if I do that? It kind of does. I think that's fine. Although I think maybe we'll try a little triplanar projection on that. No, we won't. I don't like that. That was the opposite of good. Okay, we've got nothing in here. So I'm going to put a layer in the background that's just going to be an opacity map. Just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And this, I'm just going to put a height map on this and an opacity, and I'm going to look for a pattern that I've loaded once upon a time. I kind of have an idea what I want to do. It may be in the textures. I'm thinking it's over in textures. So we're just going to kind of roll through. I'll know it when I see it. I forget what the code is that goes in front of it. These are a whole bunch of the Attenuous textures that I picked up over at Renderosity. They come with like color and bump maps and opacity maps and things. And she's got these cool glitters. And some of the glitters have got this pattern I want to use, and I'll know it when I see it. See, and she's got trans maps, bump maps, and color, or what do they call it? Albedo. Here we go. I'm getting close. I think I can sense it. I can feel it in my bones. Something like, maybe something like this. I put that there, and we tile that up. So it gives me this kind of cool pattern. And then I'm going to also use that in the bump channel, or in the height channel. So it'll give us some texture that way. And then it looks like this. I got to change, you can't see the transparency in here. I have to change things around a little. Also, I think I might make this kind of an indigo instead of black. What am I doing? I'm looking for these things. I always forget which one is the good one to use. I don't know. That didn't seem to do anything. I'm almost done. But maybe 10 minutes to spare to get this on the model. Oh, you know what? I did want to do some sewing on here, so let's do that. I need my UV template, so we're going to bring that in. I saved that over in templates, didn't I? Here, texture. I'm not seeing. Oh, I have to actually apply it. Doy. There we go. Now we can see it. If I hide that, I can see my template. I'm going to run a little bit of stitching along some of this. And this is a lot faster to draw over here than on this 3D space. Do you? Let's come to apparel. Let's do a top stitching straight. I'm in the wrong thing. I have to do it over here. And I'm just going to run you straight across like that. And we're just going to adjust this until I'm happy with it. I'm going to make the color red. We're going to put a filter on that. You know what? I'm not going to use a filter. I'm just going to use black, but we're going to dial the black back to 50%. Like so. Okay, we're going to adjust the size. It's kind of like that. I'm going to ease up on the puckering a little bit. I think I'm going to make this a double stitch. You can't actually see it. Maybe we make you a little bit larger. Did I say 3? No, that's the wrong number. Right here. If I say 3 on that, I can see it now. All right, that's good. So I have to do this on the armbands. And then I'm going to switch this to a single, and then we're just going to do the edges of the sleeves. And I'll start in the corner. Oh, and I want to do this as a single. So we'll switch over. And I'm just going to try to plop this into the middle. Actually, you know what? I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to put a little bit more closer to, real close to this edge. I have to do this twice, but it goes pretty quick. So we are going to get this on, and you can see all the texture from the height map and stuff I have on just the non-edge part. We're totally going to get, we're going to finish, we might go a little over 4. I'm probably going to render thumbnails too, doy. Maybe save the D4 settings. I don't think I'm going to do thumbnails for that though. Charles Farrell can do the thumbnails if they want them. Maybe if I pull back a little, I can make better time. All right, let's put a sharp corner on that. And then this can go straight across. Let's put a sharp corner on that. All right. Now I'm just going to do this for the other one. Oh, I got to escape and then restart. All right, sharp corner that. Sharp corner that. Oops. Should be good. Turn you off. Reactivate the silk. Let's tweak that color a little bit. I'm gonna go with that. There we go. All right. I'm gonna save this and put it on our sleeves. Control Shift E. We'll do 6 channels because we have an opacity map in here. Export that. Did I save you? I did. Cloudline sleeves. There we go. Open output directory. Call you Indigo. You killed my father. Now prepare to die. Control X all of that. Let's pop over to, I don't know, somewhere in here. Textures. There we go. Cloudline sleeves. They go right here. All right, now we're ready to texture up in DAZ. So I don't need this anymore. Let's go to surfaces. Oops. Yep, select that, and I can just drag and drop all of this. And actually, I only need the opacity on one, so we'll just put it on that. Metallic, it's actually not black, so we're going to use that. It's got a little bit of I'll listen to it. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh no. I accidentally went back to where they came from. Oh, my normal map's janked. I gotta resave that. God damn you. Let's go back to Substance. Let's try this, just saving out the normal map. It shouldn't be green. You're still green. Why are you still green? You're still coming out green. God damn you. Substance has been doing this. Maybe I can It should look like... Oh, you're not... You know what I forgot to do? I want to take this fill layer, put a filter on it to turn that height map into a normal map. And then resave the normal map. See if I can get the normal map to save out this time. Export texture. Normal. It's still coming out wrong. I'm eventually gonna... Let's save you. Let's relaunch and see if we can get this fixed. In the meantime, we can put the other textures on here. Did I lose my metallicity? I did. There's the metallicity. Come on. Oh, now it won't. You know, it's okay. It's just being a butt. Here's our color. It goes there. Opacity can come over here. Although, you know, I only need it on the sleeve. Roughness can go into the glossy roughness channel. Should be good. Displacement, I can put that into the displacement map channel, and we're going to tweak you. Where did that top coat come from? God damn it, did I stop that? That needs to be 6. So that's what it should look like. There it is. That's what we want. And now I can drop this into the normal. Oh, and I didn't drop in, you know what? We'll use the height map here in the base bump. And my middle is still broke. Let's take a look at how this is looking when we render. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's do some thumbnails. Um, I'm just gonna use the same thing for both thumbnails. Shaders. I'm gonna leave those as is. Hierarchical material files. You know what? We're not gonna use that. D-Force presets. Let me rename you. I'm just gonna call you base. We'll get rid of that. I'm gonna save you as a D-Force preset. Why are you totally in the... Oh, there we go. That's better. Cloudline, D-Force, sleeves, default. And check only simulation settings on that. Okay, we're going to run some thumbnails, and then I'm going to think that's pretty much it for the day. We'll start looking for somebody to read. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We're going to find somebody to go hang out with. It is Tuesday. I always forget who's on Tuesday. Dapster Dan was on last night. I missed that again. Oh, wait, no, it's Monday. Dapster Dan's on tonight. I haven't missed Dapster Dan. It's still Christmas. Where are we? Let's open that up over there. You're still saving. You're so slow. Let's see if any of the art friends are on. Okay, coming up from the bottom. I'm not seeing any of the close art friends. Commander Biscuits. You know what? We'll go over and say hi to Commander Biscuits.
Chris,
We'll do
pay
that.
attention.
I'm sorry, I can't. What did you say, Charles? I still can't see you. Freaking Windows. Commander Briskets. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we're on the same page there. Um, it's still freaking saving that stupid. There it is. All right, let's render out our thumbnails. I'm going to turn you black. We're going to turn these. Actually, I'm going to resave this. Not there. Did I hit the right button? I hit the wrong button. I'm going to resave that over that with the materials on it. Should be good. Okay, we're going to set this up to render a tip file. Render settings, general, 256, 256. Oh, did I have the, I did not. Okay, I'm going to do that. We're just going to let that simulate for a second. I'm going to make this, I'm going to save this as a material file. I'm going to turn off my smart content so I can actually get this done fast. Okay, now I can say that it's a material file. Right in here, this is going to be Cloudline sleeves indigo. Is that something like that? Uncheck simulation settings and accept that. Okay, let's hide you. I can use this in 3 or 4 spots. Okay, so there's the sleeves in indigo. The shininess and the opacity are making this run a little. You know what? That's probably good enough. Okay, save you. I'm going to be lazy and use this in 3 spots. I can use it there. I can also use this for the material file right there. I'm going to be lazy and use it as the thumbnail for the Genesis 9 version, even though it is the 8, but you know, close enough. So I'm going to overwrite that one there as well. Okay, I'm going to bring you back to life. I'm going to change the color of this, and then I'm going to save it as a thumbnail for the D-Force preset. Okay, simulate that real quick. Is good. All right, save. I'll do a render. Good enough. All right, run back over to here. And overwrite that. All right, now let's finish these up. Okay, that goes away, and we make a small version of this. Clean up the name of that. Okay, then we pop back over to materials. Same drill. We're going to get rid of that and make a small version of this. Clean up the name of that. Okay, now we're moving over to here. Get rid of that teeny one. Replace it with this. And clean up the naming on that one. Okay, then we have this Genesis 9. I'm going to pop over here real quick and actually, you know what, let's just copy this and come over to Genesis 9. Delete that. Put this in its place. Get rid of that teeny thumbnail and make a thumbnail out of that one. I think this should get me pretty close to done. All right, we'll double check. All right, refresh. That's that. So you got my generic shaders. They still say AO, don't worry about it. Refresh that. So we got our one material file that restores this. That seems to load fine. Then if we pop over here, Genesis 9 has a nice thumbnail now. Now we have these material files all set up and ready to go. I think this is ready to packaging. At any rate, we're going to call it here for the day. Thank you all for being here. Charles, as always, thank you so much. Doesn't stream, but give him a follow anyhow. And we're going to go say hi to Commander Biscuit. If you're on Twitch, like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, stick around. Hey, I sell stuff at Daz. I should have a new product out this week, so keep an eye out for that. We're hoping, fingers crossed. Also, feel free to join the Discord. And with that, let's do some raids. If you want to join the raid and you're not a subscriber, feel free to use that raid call. And then if you are a subscriber, use the sub raid call. If you could, that would be awesome. And slash, let's say hi to Commander Biscuit. Super cool artist. Twitching up the Twitchies. No cam, no mic. That's okay. So we're just going to watch him do the art. I will be back tomorrow. We will be working on pajamas. So we can get back to the pajamas tomorrow. I'm still finishing up the tennis outfit. And by finishing up, I mean I'm rendering promos and getting ready to submit it. Hopefully that'll be done by tomorrow. And our plan is to maybe work on the textures for the pajamas tomorrow night. So thank you all for being here. Let's go say hi to Commander Biscuit. So I hope you all have a good rest of a Monday or Tuesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.